Hey everybody, it's A-Hole Cop. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. Had great weather this week in New Jersey. Started out beautiful, no rain, sunny. We had temperatures in the 80s this week, but today it's in the 40s, it's a little cooler. Had a lot of mishaps this week. A lot of unforeseen events occur that kind of changed my plans and changed the video that I was going to put on today. But I'm still putting out a video, and I'm going to tell you all about it, so let's go. So, the week started out great. Weather was perfect. I get up, I have breakfast, I take the dogs out, start my day. I'm gonna do a nice long bike ride. I got my favorite road bike. I'm gonna head south on 9, Ocean County. Maybe I'll go to Long Beach Island, I don't know, but day's looking good. I'm about 6 miles in, very light traffic on the road, and well, somebody must have been running a little late for work, kind of rolled through a stop sign and hits me. Luckily, there's no traffic on 1 and 9 because I kind of spilled out into the street. After I throw my little hissy fit, I'm like, well, just hang on a minute. Let me take a look at the bike. I'm okay. Let me make sure my bike's okay, and then we'll figure this thing out. I don't want a police report. As long as the bike is all right, we'll be fine here. Just hang out a second. Let me check the bike's okay. So I ride the bike around a little bit. The front wheel is a little warped, got a little wobble to it. So I'm thinking to myself, that's a pretty easy repair. I can bring that to the bike shop, and it'll probably be like 40, 50 bucks with a tip, and they'll have to fix it in a day or two. So no harm, no foul, I'll be okay. So I say to the guy, and he's a nice guy, considering he ran me over. He's very apologetic. He's like, please take some money. I'm very sorry. I was late for work. I apologize. I'm like, okay, I'm fine, guy. Just, you know, I don't want your money. I'm good. We can wrap this up. He goes, please, please take this. And he pulls out 2 crisp $100 bills. So I'm like, well, if you insist, and I take the money. I go on my way, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm getting pizza tonight. This is great. I have a $150 profit. Sky's the limit. Right, have a great ride. I get home, I'm cleaning the bike up, washing it off. But then I notice this. There's a little dirt on the front forks here. And as I scrape that dirt off and I get a little closer, they're cracked. And why are they cracked? Because on most of these road bikes now, even if they're aluminum, the front forks are carbon fiber. The carbon fiber is junk. If you get nothing else from the rest of this video, know that carbon fiber on bicycles is overrated, overpriced, and it's junk. Get ready for a rant, kids. Here we go. Okay, so a little backstory before we get into this. 2020, I got into bicycling. I have herniated disc in my back from a work-related injury. I wasn't hit on a motorcycle. I was hit direct in traffic. That's another story for another day. But from walking so much, I started developing this sciatic pain in my leg, and the only help that was available to me from my doctor was painkillers. I didn't want to start painkillers. I didn't want to get involved in anything like that. So I was like, well, let me try bicycling and see if that works out for me. I had an idea in my head of what I wanted to spend on a bicycle and what kind of bicycle I wanted. And because of the bike shortage, yes, there was a bike shortage, that kind of bike and that price frame was gone. Couldn't get bikes anywhere. Couldn't even get bikes in any of the Walmarts I went to. And I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for something a little more, you know, a little better of a bike, because I wanted to do this. So lo and behold, the cheapest bike I find is this at the time, if you can believe it. This is a Trek Checkpoint SL5. SL5 because it's carbon fiber. And carbon fiber is junk, just like I said. So long story short, I get involved, I'm riding it, it's a couple weeks into it, I'm feeling good. The bike is pedaling great, it's light, it's quick. I'm really enjoying it. I'm like, wow, this thing is really working for me. Riding around my neighborhood one day, a little old lady backs out of her driveway, hits me on the bike. Same story, I fall down, go boom. I'm a little rattled, I'm okay, I'm not injured or anything like that. However, this bike, the frame is cracked right here. I'll put a picture of it in there. Now, why am I so mad about this? Well, I've been riding bicycles on and off for a long time, rode a lot as a kid, and I've had friends that cracked bicycle frames, but they beat the crap out of them to do it. Now, I've bent cranks, I've bent handlebars, I've bent seat posts, never cracked the frame of a bike. I understand it happens, but out of all the times I fell on bike, even motorcycle crashes, this was probably the lightest accident I was ever involved in, and it cracked the frame like that. Now, I wouldn't have been mad if this was a ultralight racing Tour de France bike that weighs like 15 pounds or whatever those super light bikes weigh. Then I'd be like, well, it's very light. It's for a reason. It doesn't have any durability. However, this SL5 is marketed as a gravel bike, off-road. Watch any ads for it on social media or on YouTube or wherever, and you'll see people riding down trails, fire roads, really getting on this bike. And I will tell you for a fact, if you go down on this bike, this piece of crap carbon fiber bike, it will break in half. They are junk. I don't care how much money you spend on them. This is the low-end SL5. They go up to about $10,000 and over. That's right, for a bicycle. If you're buying carbon fiber and you take a spill, it is junk. It's going to fall apart. Don't waste your money. I know there's going to be people like, I fell down, my carbon fiber bike is fine. Carbon fiber's junk. You got suckered. You're a rube. Don't buy it anymore. I know because I bought one. I'll never buy one again. Rant over. So now I'm dealing with the fork and forks on the Damani. I don't want the repair because, like I said, I waited 11, 12 weeks for this friggin' thing to be repaired, and it looks like shit. And now I can't do nothing for it. While I love the Damani, I'm just going to buy new forks because if I ever want to trade it in or sell it, at least I'll be able to do that. And I can tell you for a fact, a new set of forks, a new set of carbon fiber forks for a Trek Damani is a lot more than $200. Okay, so as my week progresses, I have a doctor's appointment one day. It's up in Union County, New Jersey. I'm in Ocean County, New Jersey. For those of you not familiar, it's about a 60-mile trip, so it's about an hour, give or take, with traffic. Figure it's not a big deal. What I'm going to do is, so I'm not late for my appointment, I decide I'm going to ride my trainer inside. I'm not going to go out on the road and get stuck doing something like hit by a car again or anything like that. I'm just going to ride inside, get my ride in, and be done. I take my dogs to the park for a walk. We do our thing. We come back. I notice I got a screw stuck in my tire. My little tire pressure sensor goes off. I got low pressure. I walk out and I see this. Okay, so I can plug the tire. It's not a big deal, but I don't feel like getting involved with it right now. I'll do it when I get back. I figure I'm going to save the day. I'm going to take the Gold Wing with me. I'm going to ride the Gold Wing up, get a motorcycle ride in while going to the doctor, and I'll be fine. Everything will be great. Hunky-dory. So I checked the Gold Wing. Gold Wing's got no gas in it. I was like, let me put gas in it before I even get started. So once I'm done riding, I can get cleaned up and I can just hit the road. Take the bike, put gas in it, bring it back, leave it in the driveway. I don't put it in the garage. Go inside, ride my bike, get ready to go. I come out. Now, here's a point of interest. Those of you not familiar with the new style Honda Gold Wings, they have a power windscreen that I really enjoy. I use it all the time. But when it's up, as I usually keep it, when you shut the bike off, it folds back down to its original seated position. I didn't notice when I shut the bike off if the windshield went down. I had other things on my mind with the bicycle. Now I got a screw in my tire to deal with. I wasn't paying attention. I get off the bike. I go inside. When I come out, like I said, the windshield's up. I'm like, uh-oh, something's wrong. I have the key fob with me. No power in the bike. I'm thinking the fob is screwed up because I hate fobs with bikes. I'm old school. I like keys. Nobody likes keys anymore, but that's progress. Everything's electric now. I know the battery is good in my fob because I changed the battery in both of them before I went on my trip because, again, I didn't want any problems with any electrical issues while I was on the road. I check the fobs. I make sure they're connected. The fobs are working fine. Battery's dead. I don't want to deal with it now. I got to get up to Union County. I got to get to my appointment. I pushed the Gold Wing in. I put it on the battery charger. Now, when I replaced the battery last November, I kept the old battery because the old battery was still charged, but it was just old, and I didn't want, like I said, I didn't want to have a problem down the road. I throw the charger on the old battery. I hop on the Harley. Harley's gassed up, and Harley's ready to go. I shoot up there, race all the way up there, get there just in time, get my appointment, everything's back. I come back on the Harley. The battery in the Gold Wing is not charged. The battery that's out of the Gold Wing, the old one, is charged. So I go, I'll deal with that another day. So I patched the tire, as you can see here, on the CRV. It's very easy. You can get tire patch kits at Walmart. They're relatively cheap. Amazon, they're relatively cheap. It's just the whole idea of getting the tire off, getting dirty, plugging it up. But tire's plugged, it's holding air, that's fine. I leave the bike charge overnight. I get up the next day. Still, the battery that's in the bike, the newer battery, isn't charged, but the old one is charged. So now I go to take the battery out of the Gold Wing. If you've never taken a battery out of a Gold Wing, now I love Hondas. This is my second Gold Wing. This Honda here is probably my fifth Honda car, and they run great and they last long, and I never had any problems with them. That's why I keep buying them. I really like them. But when you have to do something in the Gold Wing, or when you have to do something in Hondas in general, they're a pain in the ass. Okay, so just to show you what you have to go through to get the battery out of this Honda Goldwing. I'm not going to do an install video. There's plenty of them out there. You can watch if you're interested in that. I'm just going to tell you what you have to do. To get this battery out, number one, you have to get this panel off first. And to get this panel off, you have to open the saddlebag door. Now, you can't open the saddlebags when the battery's dead. There's a key that's inside the fob that there's a locking mechanism behind the license plate that you have to turn that, open the door so you can get this out. That's one. Now, there's the way the bag body comes, I have to take a Phillips head screwdriver and remove one of the bolts so it can flex a little bit so I can get to the battery terminals, which are a 10mm screw. There's another 10mm screw on the bracket that holds the battery in. I had to take the seat bolts out of my seat, which is another tool to lift the seat up so I can get to that and pull that out. Then this panel has to come out. There's a 10mm screw that goes down in there. There's two plastic push-in clips that you need a center punch to get out. And there's a 3mm Allen head key here to get this panel off. So you have to go through all that just to get the battery out of a Honda. Why is it that complicated? I don't know. But this is the way my week is going so far. More to come. Okay, so now we're at Thursday. Despite all the stuff that I went through in a week with getting hit on a bicycle, breaking the forks on a bicycle, getting a bolt stuck in my tire, having to fix my tire, addressing what happened to my Goldwing, dead battery, or whatever happened to the Goldwing, more on that later. I was going to take Thursday off because I had a good week of riding bicycles. I rode a lot of miles this week, and I was going to finally address this rust situation I have going on the back fender of the Harley. It's not a rot situation where there's holes in it. It's just some surface rust. The bumper was mounted right up against the fender when I got the bike, so I suspect after years of the bike shaking and rattling that it probably wore through the paint and some water got up in there and chipped the paint away. Now, I did price a color-coded fender right from Harley, and it was like $1,200 or $1,300. I'm not spending $1,200 or $1,300 on this bike. It's a little bit older, and even if I did, the paint would be pristine and brand new, and the rest of the paint on the rest of the panels isn't, so it wouldn't match anyway. My tour pack is flat black. Well, not flat black, but it's regular black non-metallic that I got from Amazon. I made a video on that. Look for that. And it matches fine. I mean, you really can't notice it until you're on top of it. And this ain't a show bike. I ride this bike. So the plan was to grind the rust off, sand it out smooth, and then just spray it with a little gloss black spray paint. I was going to just tape it off down here so there was no blending involved or anything like that. There'd be a line, but I found a molding for a 2013 Road King Classic that would fit right on the back. So I figured it was going to look like that. And I think it looks good. So that was the plan for today. However, when I woke up this morning, it was in the 40s. This is New Jersey. It's May, and it was in the 40s when I woke up this morning. So needless to say, there was no body work that was going to happen today. So now I got to figure out what to do with the rest of my day. So, I'm done trying to fix stuff today for the rest of the week. I'm done trying to figure things out. I'm done trying to put things back together. I have to relax. I have to unwind because I have had enough. Now, considering my age and level of education, I don't have very many coping mechanisms. So I'm going to go with what I know. Self-destructive behavior. Let's hit the road. Now, keep in mind, when I say self-destructive behavior, I mean, I'm just going to have some unhealthy food and a couple of beers. I am a lightweight, remember that. So don't expect anything too crazy. This is what I got. It's called a King Louie. Cheesesteak, peppers, onions, mushrooms, and chipotle peppers. I told you I was being self-destructive. Now, they don't serve alcohol here, so our next stop is going to be a brewery that I've probably passed dozens of times over the years. Never knew it was there, but I've recently discovered it. And it's a pretty good stop. So stick around. I'm going to eat this, and then we're going to hit the road.
really good. I'm starving.
So I just got off the Parkway, exit 63, and I'm heading east towards Long Beach Island on Route 72. And I often ride my bike. I take the back road out over the causeway, and for a long time I never knew this place was here, but I took a different road, and I'll show you when we get there. And I noticed it while on a bike ride. I was like, huh, I gotta try this place out. Turns out it's pretty good. So we're heading over there now. We're gonna have a couple, and I'll see you over that way. Okay, to give you an idea of where we're at, it's about not even 2 miles, about 1.7 miles. You're going to look for the jug handle to get on Route 9 North. Take that jug handle, and the first light is Bay Avenue. We're going to make it right here. Look for the Business District Motor Vehicle Agency sign. That's where we're heading. And here we go. Anafarkin Brewery. I guess that's how you say it. Here we go. Oh, look. I'm everywhere, kids. Keep watching. So is this a great place or what? Got my adult beverage. I'm out in the beer garden. Turned out to be a nice day. It's up in the 60s. I didn't want to have this video just me whining about little minor details. That was the old me. I used to be very pessimistic, very negative. Trying to be a new person now. I'm trying to be more positive. So with everything I talked about today, here's how it turned out. Yeah, my forks are cracked, but the reality is I have 4 other bicycles to ride. I'm not going to miss any bicycling. Yeah, it's going to cost me a little bit of money for the forks, but I'm okay. It could have been worse. The tire, it was a plug, not that big of a deal. And I kind of need new tires anyway, so this is going to push me to get motivated to put new tires on my car. Oh, and it turns out the Goldwing battery, it wasn't me leaving the ignition on. The battery had a bad cell. It was under warranty, and my dealer, who I get my motorcycle serviced at, Ocean County Power Sports in Toms River, they're great guys. I highly recommend them. Gave me a new battery. So it wasn't that bad. I had a great sandwich. I'm having a great adult beverage. I came to a great place. Everything turned out good. Oh, and one more thing. I got a big push from somebody I follow on YouTube. Everybody knows him. There's no need to introduce him, but Shade Tree Surgeon, A-hole cop, that's me. Thanks, Prep Star. So I guess I'll be seeing you guys in October. I'm looking forward to it, to the camp out. Or I might even stop down there before then. You never know. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to get a 4-pack to go, and I'll see you guys in the parking lot. All right, everybody. That's all going to be all the time I have for this week. The beer here is really good. I highly recommend the place. We're about, let me check, not far from the Parkway at all. I'll give you a number right now. We're literally 3 miles from exit 63 on the Parkway, probably even closer to the causeway if you're staying on LBI. But like I said, this is a great stop. The beer's really good here. But one thing to make note of, you are a stone's throw away from the local police department. This is kind of the main road here next to 72, which goes out to LBI. So drink responsibly, kids, or use Uber. I'll see you next time. Follow me on all social media. I'm A-hole cop. Just Google me. You'll find me. If you like what you see here, remember, like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification button, give me a thumbs up, and tell me other breweries in Ocean County to go to, or any other breweries anywhere in New Jersey. I'll be sure to try them all out. Take it easy. Bye.